What's up guys? So today I'm making a video talking about my Pokemon investing endgame, or more pragmatically, my exit strategy out of Pokemon. So making this video because I've had a few questions on it and I have replied to a couple people, but I wanted to go more in depth, and for people that didn't see my comments, I'll explain it all in this video. So, what am I going to do with all of my booster boxes, all of my sealed product? What is my goal? How am I going to get rid of it, etc. We're going to cover all of it in this video. So to jump in, I'm going to look at basically one example. That's all we're really going to need to do in this video. So my ideology for most product, and I say most, not all, because there will be some things that don't follow this path, will essentially be to double and sell half, as simple as that sounds. So what do I mean by that? Well, say I have 12 booster boxes of Brilliant Stars, and I kind of just use Canadian prices and I rounded. This isn't exact, my buy cost, but fairly close. Say my buy cost was $200. I'm basically going to hold until it reaches about $600. Now this is if I'm selling on eBay. We'll get to Facebook in a second, but for eBay, if I was going to sell it there, I'd buy it at 200, wait till it hits about 600. If I sell it at 600, fees, eBay takes fees, 13% is about $78. Shipping is going to be about $18 in Canada for a booster box. And then obviously we need to calculate tax. So for tax, I'm kind of just using 30%. And I know some people in the comments are probably going to roast me and say that none of these equations are accurate. They don't make sense. It's very simplified. Obviously, tax codes are incredibly complicated. I'm not a CPA. I have someone who does my taxes for me, but it's just a general idea, right? Just to get an idea of where I'm coming from. So after the 200 buy cost, because you wouldn't factor that into your tax, just net what you net on the box, minus 78 in fees, minus 82 times 3, which would be 0.3, which would be 30%, you get 91.20. So that's what you're gonna have to pay in tax once you take away your fees and shipping from this buy price. And you're going to be left with $412.80. So once you factor that in, you're essentially going to have a number that's more than double your original buy cost. So in this example, it would be 106.4% return. So essentially doubling. And the idea behind this is, say I buy, and again, this isn't the exact number, but close enough. So say originally you have 12 boxes, $200 a box, it's $2,400. If you can sell 6 of them at $400, you're basically getting back your $2,400 investment, and you're going to have another 6 boxes left over that you have absolutely no money into. So that's my idea with most things, is I'm going to wait until I can basically double after taxes and fees, and then I'll just hold the boxes long term and sell them where I see fit. So I know some people want to hold very long term, and that's absolutely cool. For me, I look at Pokemon investing the way I look at basically any other form of investing. It's just a tool to make more money, and then I can use that money in my life where I need to use it to improve certain aspects of my life that are potentially lacking. So for example, if I wanted to buy a house, if I wanted to create a family, obviously having babies is a lot of money. If I wanted to buy another investment property, or if I just wanted to buy more product, right? Like there's so many avenues you can put your money into. But my essential idea is sell half as quickly as possible, get my money out, and then just free roll the other half. But before we go any further, I just want to say, if you guys are getting value out of this, if you could subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. We're up to 19.2% of you guys subscribed, making progress. So I always appreciate that, and that's all I'm going to say for right now. Getting back to the examples, I just wanted to show another, basically the same example, but using Facebook Marketplace. So a lot of my product I am going to sell on eBay, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try and sell it on Facebook as well, and I'll show you why. So say I have the same 12 boxes, same 200 buy cost. Hypothetically, say I sell a box for $490 on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to have $0 in fees, and I'm going to have $0 in shipping. So for the tax, we take the $490 minus our $200, so we're basically getting taxed on $290, which is $87. Once we remove the $87 from our $490, we're left with $403. So we're essentially doubling our money as well, and we only need to sell the box for $490. Now, the reason I throw this in here is to show that you need to sell the box for less when you don't have to pay fees, obviously, and shipping as well. But you can also make a larger net margin if you sell stuff on Facebook. Now, obviously, when you sell stuff on Facebook, most of the time people want a discount. So if the going rate market price is $600, you're probably not going to be able to sell a booster box for $600 on Facebook. Now, that doesn't mean you can't. I have done that before, and it is rare, But that's why I always list my stuff on Facebook. But with that said, if someone wants to pay me, say, $550, they're basically getting what, a 17, not a 17, what would that be, 8, 9% discount. So I would be netting more after fees, since fees are 13%. They would be paying less. They obviously wouldn't have to pay taxes on that either. So again, that would make me more money. They would pay less money. So there is arbitrage in certain aspects where you can sell boxes for more on Facebook. It's more difficult, obviously, if you're in a larger city. It's much easier to do. If you're in a smaller town like me, it's definitely more difficult. But again, that's an option as well. Those are basically my two outlets for selling things. Either eBay, just going the original route, or selling things on Facebook Marketplace. Now, there are going to be certain things that don't follow this. So for example, hypothetically, right, say Fusion Strike's popping off, or say Chilling Rain, or if people have Evolving Skies, I have some products with Evolving Skies. If I know that I'm going to potentially see 3, 4, 5x on a product in basically the same period of time I would see a 2x on a different product, I'm probably going to hold it much longer, especially if I don't have as much money into it, or I don't feel like I need the money right away. And to me, that just makes sense. Like, if a product's popping off, it doesn't make sense to sell at 2x. Obviously, taking profits, totally fine. But if I'm quite confident that we're going to see a larger gain, especially in the near future, it doesn't make sense for me to sell directly on those numbers, that 2x number or whatever. So, there definitely is going to be some flexibility for better performing products. But on the flip side, there may be products that I want to sell quicker than that and not make as much money on. So for example, a sleeved booster pack from Guardians Rising or something like that, based on what I have into it, if I could sell it for, $5 locally more than what I bought it for, and I sell 5 or 6 of them at a time, $30 to basically do no work. And the other important thing to factor in here, I list a lot of product locally that I can sell off and buy back at the same time for a cheaper price. So if I see a sale, say on Hobbiesville for $130 booster box, I might list mine locally for $155 or something like that. And if someone wants to buy it, I'll sell it to them and I'll just buy one back for basically $137, $138 after tax, and then net that profit. For a lot of people, that won't be worth it to sell a box for $15, $20, but for a lot of people that maybe don't have as much money or have more time, or it's a very simple thing to do, like say you're always going to the mall and, to drop, like for me, for my example, I flip a lot of stuff, so I'm always going to the post office. So for me, it's super easy to set up a time where I meet someone basically right there, and then when I have to go to that place anyways, do a 2-second drop off. For me, it's cost effective to do. I've gotten to a point where it's worth my time, but for a lot of you, it may not be worth doing, and that's totally okay. But I'm just trying to give you guys an idea of what you can do, and basically just my overall philosophy when it comes to selling off my products. So to conclude, basically, two options are going to be eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Obviously, if you're selling on eBay, you're going to have to wait for a higher cost, market price cost, because you're going to be paying more in fees and shipping, etc. Again, your tax rate might be different as well. So, it's just my example. It is what it is. That's how I'm going to be selling my product. And that's basically going to be the end of the video. I just have one announcement for people interested. Obviously, I've had some people asking about private Discord and stuff like that, and I don't know if I'm going to do that specifically, but I am basically eligible for memberships on the channel. I do actually have the watch hours. If you go to my content page over here, as it shows, analytics page, as it shows up, 3.2K watch hours. YouTube's just behind by a couple days, so that is what it is. Basically, what I'm going to do with the membership, because I want to add value through it if I'm going to do it. So for people that want to become channel members, when I set it up, I have an eBay store. So one of the big value propositions for me is going to be able to help you guys setting up an eBay store if you're looking to sell product. And then the other thing, obviously, if you want to chat about Pokemon investing, you can do that as well. I believe what I'm going to do is set up a private Instagram group. I thought about doing WhatsApp, but I don't really want to give away my number to people. Obviously, I think most of you guys are absolutely cool, but just for, added security reasons or whatnot, we'll do it through Instagram. That's what I'm going to do. The value proposition is going to be, helping you guys with eBay, helping you guys with Pokemon investing. And then once a month, I will add a YouTube video basically to the channel. For people that are interested in being a member, you're going to get a private video, and it'll basically just cover Q&A if anyone has any questions, and then basically just looking at the overall market, what I'm buying and selling at that current time. So that will be the proposition of doing that. If you guys don't want to become a channel member, that's absolutely fine. I appreciate all of you guys being here. You know, basically just watching the video and liking is enough support for me. I mean, I really appreciate that. But also, if you're buying on eBay or Hobbiesville, you can use my affiliate links in the description down below. They're at no extra cost to you guys, and it helps me out. So I really appreciate that as well. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.